We're back for the third episode of the Popcorn Podcast on all streaming platforms and YouTube. Let's do this. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore here again with It's Kim. What's up, Kim?
What's up, Andy? It's a good day. Lots of news to go through. Excited to go through it with you. Get all your pop culture news in a nice little box, nice little bundle.
The summary of the best pop culture news. And just so you know, if you're tuning in on an audio platform like Spotify or what have you, we are on YouTube mostly. And we do a best of our 2-hour live show on the YouTube channel, Popcorn Planet, every Tuesday, Thursday. And that gets automatically loaded later in the afternoon over here on the Spotify or Amazon or Apple playlists you're listening to. So thanks for watching. You can also always become a member, watch our full replays over on popcornplanet.com. But let's get to today's 3 big stories. We got a lot more to talk about regarding Taylor Frankie Paul, way more than I ever hoped to. We're also going to discuss Jay-Z, big interview. He's finally breaking his silence about all those accusations. And Chappell Roan, does she hate kids? Does she hate kids, Kim? Oh, I can't wait to talk about this. But first, let's start with Taylor Frankie Paul of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and the canceled season of The Bachelorette. A lot of new details are pouring in regarding the story, which we've been keeping you on the loop on over on Popcorn Planet during our daily updates. I'm not a fan of this girl, this woman, lady, whatever you want to call her, Kim. I'm just not a fan. And there now seems to be a lot of people who are popping up attempting to defend her and make it sound like, this is reactive abuse. This is what's really happening. Well, we have a lot more body cam footage, and we watched a lot of it in its entirety over on the full stream. If you want to watch there, we're going to play a couple clips here for you, though, just to give you a taste. But here's some body cam footage, trigger warning, etc. We saw the clip before. Hopefully you guys all saw it, where she was throwing the chairs, etc. Not okay. No excuse for it. Here is the officers that arrived after that because of the noise complaints from neighbors.
Contact at the front door.
Stop!
Hey, what's going on?
Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
She is hammered.
And so is he.
I'm sober.
But don't say about me
Taylor,
sober.
How about we separate
Taylor,
for now?
you need to just calm down.
You got me.
Hey,
Taylor,
stop.
stop.
So in front of the officers, I think it's important if you're just listening, she then tries to strike him again.
Yeah, she strikes him.
In front of officers, Kim. I mean, that's a really bad sign that you are incredibly out of control and inebriated, no?
Yes, and that's the thing. I feel like this whole situation, this incident is, Taylor is completely out of control. Some of the other body cam that we saw, she was very rude and argumentative to the police officers, and they were being very kind and very calm and very patient with her. But she was, not really having it, and it definitely doesn't make her look better in this situation.
Yeah, this guy's like the other officer. Here's the other example of just trying to get her to stay calm. He's making it very clear, like, the officer who's interviewing Dakota, he's the investigating officer. He's going to be interviewing both you guys. He's going to figure out, I'm just here to, like, make sure you're calm and not hurting anybody.
Sleep? Relax. Upstairs with the white noise?
What about that one right there, sitting on the couch?
What's up?
What? So there's in that short clip, he's like, come on, let's be quiet. Let's not wake up your kids. He's the one upstairs with the white noise. He's like, no, the one on the couch right here. She looks so bad. And there's the kid is on that couch as she's just losing it. They have a black box over her, I think, but she's watching some movie. God knows what time it is. As she's freaking out, neighbors are freaking out because of the screaming, and she's losing it in front of them.
A crime, or is there just people that need to go to bed? What is it that's going on? Which is why Officer Rugebrecht is interviewing both of you guys and might interview you several times, and he'll ask you lots of questions. The best thing to do is to keep yourself calm, right? And hopefully we can get there as soon as Officer Rugebrecht has.
Do you mean Dakota agree on something, or is that not allowed?
We might get to that point, but right now we're.
My dad's about to come, and they're gonna be hell loose. So I would like to let him go before my dad gets here.
Well, Officer Rugebrecht and I will make sure.
Who's going to be held loose? There's a lot of incoherence.
Yeah.
I have no idea what she's talking about. Can I go home? She asked at one point. She's literally in her home. She is absolutely plastered, which, again, bad decision. In front of your kids like this to be that out of control on booze. I don't care what this Dakota guy's done before. It doesn't matter. That's a different case. We're talking about right now. She's out of control with the alcohol. It's bad. She's physical. No excuse for it.
I need to finish talking to you and figure out what happened tonight. Goes. But
Now he's in the
you don't
kitchen.
listen. No. And these kids are
He's
hurt.
talking about his arm
So what
being
she was
hurt. His
telling
finger
me
might be
is
broken.
she went out.
There's also a certain point where she
No,
could.
Taylor, okay.
Hey,
Get
Taylor,
out of my house.
when I
And then she finally does push him, like, it's my house, get out of here, which honestly makes sense. He then waits outside. And then while he's in the
don't
car,
want
he offers to
further
substitute.
violence.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the reality check she needs, that like, hey, I need to get things in check.
Now, the officers are trying to make it clear, like, this is a good thing for her. She's going to get better. And at one point, it's kind of intelligible, but he does say, can you just take me in instead? And the cameras aren't really obvious at that point. So it does feel like this guy was at least trying not to make this worse. But then the officers tell him, well, she's telling us a different story. So if you want to, if you don't tell us yours, it could be bad. So he sort of begrudgingly seems to agree. Okay, well, I'll tell you what happened. And the whole thing's just really depressing, Kim. It's just really depressing. The fact that the kids are there, all of it looks really bad. And what's really jarring is when you watch the next day or whatever, a couple days later, she's clearly back sober and more aware as they show up again.
If we come in for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try and kick off as much of these as we can.
Am I just supposed to read it?
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
Now they're coming in to collect the stool.
And that copy is yours, so you can keep that.
Okay.
Okay? So essentially all I'm here is
Check the bar stools.
for a bar stool.
Okay.
Okay? And
Now she's reading their documents. She's being smart. She's being careful. She does ask, how bad is
Is
this?
it super bad? Well, no one's dead, so I mean it's not super bad, right?
Yeah.
But I mean it's not a good thing. I mean, it's definitely not a good thing, but it's we deal with things on much higher level.
It's not life altering.
Yes.
It's not the end of your world. You will get past this, trust me.
That's
So the officers are kind, Kim. They're trying their best to help her. And ultimately, this could have been resolved, I think, if she had just owned it, right? And just said, I needed in her response, the recent response, this is something I did years ago. I regret it tremendously. It was a bad day in my life and a bad period of my life that I've been working on since then. I have paid my time. Like, that's what it needed to be. And instead it was, I'm the victim. You don't even know what's going on. Da, 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 da. No, now that may be true too, right? That may be a separate incident, but you've got to atone for this publicly since it's never been out. And now that the public's seeing it, it's really bad look. She looks really bad. This stuff all looks bad. This was all in the show. So people knew there was a drunken moment, but no one had actually seen her throwing the chairs around. And that was definitely a deal breaker for a lot of people. And seeing it firsthand with her kids there, Kim, I'll say it again, no excuse. Do you disagree?
No, I don't think there's an excuse. I think the problem is it doesn't matter what incited what happened if it was between Dakota and Taylor. And Dakota may be very in the wrong in this situation as well. We just didn't have video footage of it. But when you're throwing furniture around and you're, hurting children, you're still responsible for that behavior. And I think the problem is now ABC in their statement alluded that due to the video being out, they've chosen not to move forward with The Bachelorette this season. So this video and The Bachelorette are now, they're tied together. Even though this is something that ABC knew about when they hired her, Hulu, Disney, they are with the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They would have had the footage. They would have had the police reports. They would have known. But now we also know that there was another incident this past February, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's under investigation too. And that means that puts her probation in a different light. And we could be looking at different charges. It's not a good situation right now.
Yeah, they're saying enhanced charges over this incident now because of various reasons. And as I was sort of going through legally figuring out what this means, it could mean jail time, Kim.
Yes.
This definitely could get worse for her, especially with the new charges. And these charges not end up being, it's complicated, but yeah, she does face some serious trouble here. So this is bad.
Yeah. It's not a good scene, but
and she's
I'm
off
sure
on TikTok
we'll
making jokes about it, Kim.
To be clear, that we're looking at if you're listening, we're looking at a TikTok right now that was posted in the past. and it's Taylor mouthing along with a Rihanna song, and the image is captioned with "Tip, don't throw things. You might just see police lights." And the lyrics that she's mouthing are, "Is he cheating? Man, I don't know. Looking around the room for something else to throw. I'm breaking dishes up in here all night." Rihanna's song "Breaking Dishes." So it's just, it doesn't sit well. And there's definitely been some backlash on TikTok since, of like, this age like milk type thing.
Yeah, no, she's a mess. She's still a mess, and she doesn't even realize. And apparently, rumors are having it there were meltdowns during The Bachelorette as well. Now, I don't know if she was doing this to just make it more dramatic. That's what this show does. A lot of it is so fake, guys, that you can't trust the reality show edits. And she may have been storming off set, as they're saying, every time her case was brought up, because she wanted to make it more extreme. That could have been on purpose. But we're told one of the bachelors, Casey, raised the sensitive issue about her arrest, and she stormed off set. He only asked because he wanted to know, if anything, what she learned from the experience and how she'd grown from it. Valid thing that I feel like she should know.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't see the video of the chair throwing. They knew that she, whatever was on the show and the rest, I guess some of them, if they knew the story or watched Mormon Wives, they knew, but they didn't know how extreme it got. So there is still talk of, can these contestants do anything? I don't think so. Legally, I don't think they got a leg to stand on, because those contracts suck, Kim. But there's your updates for Taylor, Frankie Paul. Now, next topic, going into topic 2, Jay-Z. We did a much longer video on this and watched a lot of clips over on YouTube, so make sure to go check that out if you haven't already. I just wanted to give you another recap and get Kim's thoughts on it. As I watched this, Kim, I was just very troubled by just how much of a PR play this clearly was. He's calling it, "We played enough defense. 2026 is all about offense." Like, he's trying to come back, hit harder, and be like, "Yeah, I'm done staying silent. We fight back." But it's like, what are you playing defense for, Jay-Z? That's a bad thing to have to say you're doing, that there's so many accusations. And this whole interview with this sycophant interviewer from GQ, whose bio on GQ literally says, "Well, would nominate Jay-Z as Man of the Year every year." This guy's clearly biased towards his obsession with Jay-Z, doesn't challenge him ever. It's like he's just sitting in this TED Talk with Jay-Z offering street philosophy and street code and all this stuff to try to just lift himself back up. And as I watched this interview, the first part, I guess, this 35-minute interview of Jay-Z breaking his silence, I didn't feel like he gave us any offense. He just said, "Yeah, I won. I'm innocent, da-da-da." But he didn't win, Kim. The lady stopped the case. She stopped the case allegedly because there was intimidation. And what's crazy is Jay-Z's even lawyers admit, the person who made the allegations felt intimidated and terrified at being confronted at her doorstep, and that the investigators knew her name and address. This is what she alleged, and one of the reasons why she was dropping it, etc. Jay-Z's lawyer said the investigators who approached Jane Doe did not coerce or threaten her. Oh, but there were investigators going to her door. Like, you're admitting that. Why were they going over to the person who's suing you? That's traditionally not something you go send investigators to go talk about. There was a lot of stuff that was off. Now, granted, Kim, I know you felt like that accuser had a lot of red flags, and I don't disagree with you. I just think Jay-Z's got a lot of smoke. There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of past issues that I feel like have not been fully addressed. Not just Diddy, but I'm talking about back to Aaliyah and Rihanna, and we're going to throw out a window if you don't sign this contract, and other stuff. And then Rymar is his alleged son, who we refused to take that deal with, but looks damn like him and actually had someone who knew him. There's too much stuff there. And I've heard a lot of things. 50 Cent's apparently prepping a documentary or something. He sort of teased. I just think this was not what Jay-Z hoped it would be. And if anything, this only reiterated there's clearly something in that man's closet. And I saw this as absolute damage control and very much deflecting and maneuvering to basically just deny, deflect. Beyonce's great, right? Defect. Blue Ivy, we love her. Deflect. It was just very by the numbers in a way for Jay-Z to take a victory lap and claim like, "See, guys, I'm not only innocent, but if you come at me, I'm effing Jay-Z. I got you because I'm the Godfather." I know you didn't watch it all, Kim, but you watched the clips. What do you think? What was your takeaway?
I did feel like it was, it felt like a good PR piece at the end of the day. I think the big thing is when we talk about Jay-Z and we talk about this lawsuit, this was one lawsuit last year that really did upset me while I was following all of the Diddy related lawsuits and a lot of them coming from Tony Busby. And I was very frustrated with this case because there were so many red flags and holes. And I don't expect anyone who has been victimized and hurt to be able to remember everything perfectly decades later. But it was things like she said that her father picked her up. He drove 5 hours and picked her up. And when he was asked about it, he was like, I don't remember that. And that is very shocking to me because you would think if this was going to go to trial that he would be a key witness. Would you not have the lawyers contact this key witness to vet a story before moving forward with this, especially when you are suing someone with the resources like Jay-Z has? So I just really felt I was very upset about it. And I understand that people believe that there could potentially be something else in Jay-Z's closet. There's been a lot of discussion over the years, but this wasn't it. This wasn't it. And I completely understand why he didn't want to settle because I wouldn't have either. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it makes me wonder, did she withdraw because she felt intimidated, or was that the excuse that she used because she knew after everything came out that she had no chance at trial? You're muted, Andy.
Good, you're right, and it makes me as angry as Jay-Z apparently is.
Yeah.
So, not the interview I think he thought it was. His fans, though, will eat it all up and continue to treat him like the king. But I want to get into one more story, Kim. We've put this one off, and
Okay.
there's a lot of questions now. Chappell Roan, I think is how you say it. The name.
Chappell Roan.
Chappell Roan. Rowan. I don't know. It's always annoying. I feel like she's going to be mad no matter how I say it, so I just don't care. But I like her music. I do. She's got a lot of good songs. I can't deny it. Pink Pony Club is just one of those ones in the club. I can't. All respect. She's got some good songs. But does she hate her fans? I've felt this way for a while, Kim. This is not the first time we've heard stories of her being sort of annoying and frustrated at her fame. And I have a little bit of empathy for sometimes, but I don't. She's taken it so far at so many times, her sort of annoyance at the fame, that I'm like, well, then don't be famous. Like, what do you want us to do? It's what comes with it, and every celebrity has to deal with it. Hire more security. Don't go outside. Like, it is what it is. It sucks, but that's what comes with fame. And now the pros you'll get from fame and fortune and an audience who will always buy your album, support you if you're talented. So I don't fully get it. Now, this new accusation came in from this soccer player. Here it is. I want you to sort of summarize what's being said in this thing. So he is a soccer player, and he's now with Jude Law's ex-wife. Weird connection. Jude Law, the actor, was married to this girl, I guess, had a kid with this girl. And now this soccer player is now with this girl. And this is his daughter. I guess Jude Law and the soccer player share the daughter. And I guess nice family gets along. Good to hear. And so the soccer player was there with his daughter, Jude Law's wife, and him, that daughter. And she's very much a Chappell Roan fan. And they were at the same hotel during this Lollapalooza thing or whatever. And during breakfast, my daughter, like any child, recognized her, got excited, and wanted to make sure it was really her. And the worst part, she didn't even approach her. She simply walked past the singer's table, looked to confirm it was her, smiled, went back to sit to work with her mom. She didn't say anything, didn't ask for anything. What happened next was completely disproportionate. A large security guard came over to our table while they were still having breakfast and began speaking in an extremely aggressive manner to both my wife and my daughter, saying that she shouldn't allow my daughter to disrespect or harass other people. Honestly, I don't know at what point simply walking past the table and looking to see if someone is there can be considered harassment. He said he would file a complaint against them at the hotel, while my 11-year-old daughter was sitting there in tears. My daughter was extremely shaken and cried a lot. I've lived with football, public exposure, and well-known people for many years, and I understand very well what respect and boundaries are. What happened there was not that. It was a child admiring someone. It's sad to see this kind of treatment coming from those who should understand the importance of fans. At the end of the day, they are the ones who build all this. I sincerely hope this serves as a moment of reflection. No one should have to go through this, especially not a child. Without your fans, you would be nothing, and to the fans, she does not deserve your affection. And here is Chappell Roan, and then I guess the daughter's hot to go sign and how excited she was. Now, when I saw this, Kim, I was like, damn, this is bad. This is a bad look. This Chappell Roan man, she screwed up big time. This was seemingly a matter of time. This was coming, given everything we heard. Well, after leaving the Child in Tears, it got a lot of press. So much press, in fact, that Chappell Roan then did address it. Now, I want to play her side of the story. Here's what she said in a story.
Who my half of the story of what happened today with a mother and child who were involved with a security guard who is not my personal security. I didn't even see a woman and a child. Like, no one came up to me. No one bothered me. Like, I was just sitting at breakfast in my hotel. I think these people were staying at the hotel as well. So the fact that, like, a security guard I did not ask the security guard to go up and talk to this mother and child. They did not come up to me. They weren't doing anything. It's unfair for security to just assume someone doesn't have good intentions when they have no reason to believe because there's no action even taken. Like, I do not hate people who are fans of my music. I do not hate children. Like, that is crazy. I'm sorry to the mother and child that someone was assuming something, that you would do something, and that if you felt uncomfortable, that makes me really sad. You did not deserve that.
So that was her response, and then the mother's now going to do a response we're going to play in a second, but I just want to react. First of all, Chappell, I wish you'd, like, just gotten out of bed and taken it a little bit more seriously. Like, this is not where everyone's now looking at you, and there were moments of your delivery that felt real. I'll give you that, but it just felt so, like, unimportant to you that it only makes me not believe you more to an extent. And it's like, okay, you have this problem with security guard, then tell us you fired the security guard. Like, a lot of excuses and blaming. Like, I didn't know. Without not much action, Kim, that makes me frustrated with her, because it's like, what an easy thing to solve of, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm horrified. I'm trying to track down who this security guard was so they never represent me again. Please reach out privately. I'd love to meet your daughter and apologize in person. Kim, do I need to be a PR crisis person? I don't understand why these celebrities are so dumb. It is so easy. Chappell Roan, it's not too late. Reach out personally. You should have done it before the mom went and did her reply, because you clearly didn't, and you should have, because whether the parents are annoying you or not, the daughter doesn't deserve it, and the daughter should have gotten a prize. And just, hi, thanks so much, or a little note or a message or something. I'm so sorry security treated that way. Thank you for your support. And next time you're on tour, let me know. I'd love for you to see my show again. That's what you do, especially since they're famous, Kim. Now, that may not be fair to everybody else, but for the bad press you're about to get, of course you got to do it. So I don't want to play this whole clip, but the mother came back on.
Hi, guys. Good morning. Bon dia. I wanted to send messages, and honestly, I didn't realize it would get this crazy, but
yes, you did. Now I'm going to call them out.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this was going to get crazy. Oh, shut up. You're both famous. You tagged her. You absolutely knew this could get some damage control the way your husband did this. So don't you dare play dumb. I'm going to call them both out. Don't you dare I didn't know this would be so big. Anytime you post something online, you know it could get big.
A lot of people ask me, like, what actually happened and everything else. And I know that Chappell has responded saying that it wasn't it wasn't her security and that she didn't do it. So
Dave Chappell, why is he calling her Chappell? Isn't it Chappell?
I think it's Chappell.
Her daughter's fans, and you don't even, now she's like not even learning the name right.
100% this security guard was not a security guard of the hotel. That's what I can say. He looks after artists. So I don't know if it was her personal security guard, but he was with her. So that is all I know. Did she send him to do it? Again, I don't know. Look, I would like to hope not, but at the same time, I think that you have a responsibility when you are a celebrity to make sure, I guess, that the people that work for you and that act on your behalf are acting on your behalf. So would you do that if he didn't have her authority to do so? I don't know. If he does, then obviously that's a big problem, because then he's representing her in a way that she doesn't want to be represented. So I think that's really important for her to.
Now she goes on for several more minutes. You guys can watch. I feel like we got enough of the recap to see both sides. And I just want to share my last thought, and then I want to go to you, Kim, so you can share yours. My frustration here is I think this security guard probably has worked for Chappell Roan before and is kind of maybe used to her annoyance of people, because I do think Chappell Roan is annoyed of people. She's made that very clear. She doesn't like people in her zone, her space. It is what it is, but clearly there's a lot. So the security guard's probably adapting per their client to be even extra cautious or whatever. So I don't doubt that the security guard flipped off and did this to the girl. I think that probably did happen. And if Chappell Roan did not tell him or did not know, she needed to publicly denounce it and fire the guy. That's my opinion. And the fact that she didn't, I'm more on the side of the mom here and everything else, because I think the mom's spot on. That security guard represents you. You already have a bad reputation already. If you don't call it out and get that security guard to apologize or whatever, then done. There's no way. So I gotta say, I don't accept Chappell Roan's apology. I think she did a terrible job at responding about this. I think she's been doing a terrible job at handling fame. I know it's tough, but then hire somebody. You're making enough money now. Hire someone to help do it better for you. Keep yourself better contained. You just completely boffed this, in my opinion, and it made me dislike you more. And I don't like it. You could have fixed it. You still can. But I think this only made it worse for the fact that you just did it in bed sort of flippantly. Come on. Of course I love kids. Well, you're not looking like you are, because did you not invite her over? You made a girl cry. You learn you made a girl cry and you haven't attempted to fix it? I'm sorry. That's lame to me. Bad move. You should know better, just as a human being with empathy. So I'm on the mother's side on this. What do you think, Kim? Am I off base?
No, I don't think that you're off base. I think that this is, a situation where Chappell has been open about the stalkers she's experienced, and you always were going to have fans that are going to approach you out in public, right? And you have those moments, but there have been some situations for her that have gone beyond that, and I understand her concern about those. But I do feel like this does seem to be a repeated issue, and I agree with you. I think she needs to have some media training or some PR help, just to protect her from being in these types of situations. Because if she is indeed telling the whole truth, that it's like, this wasn't my security guard, I didn't say anything, this guy is going and acting on my behalf. Well, what is her security staff then saying about that? What is her, publicist saying about that? Why is that happening? And I hate to see her end up in these situations again. And it's just, I think this is a growing pain of fame. Her fame has just been rocketed to stardom. I don't know how to say it. Like it's been so fast and so dramatic. I'm not surprised that there is some, bumps along the road, but I think this is something that could have been avoided. I hope it's avoided in the future. I hope that, this little girl can get to go see, her favorite pop star, and they can move on from that. But I find the whole thing to be very interesting. And I also agree with you. I don't believe for a second that they didn't think that this wasn't going to go viral. I think they knew what they were doing, and they were making a viral moment, and they got it. So
well, I honestly, if someone pisses off my kid like that and made my kid cry because they're famous and they're just being a jerk, I probably would have done it too. I don't blame them for that. Whether they're famous or not kind of has nothing to do with it. Now Chappell has a rep for Chappell has made a statement, just to wrap this up. Chappell was not aware of any interaction between this mother-daughter and a third-party security officer. She did not see them at breakfast at her hotel. As she said in her video, she did not direct any personal security or anyone on her team to interact with them. Chappell holds her own team to the highest standards and has zero tolerance for any kind of aggressive behavior towards her or her fans. Well, that's great. Did you fire the guy? Did you check? What is this? Because I bet you she can't fire the guy, because if she does, the guy's going to go public and say, she told me to. It's like a catch-22, but apparently. So also, why didn't she get out of bed? So dumb.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sit up. There's a lot of people who would find that offensive. And, I get it. But this could have been handled much better.
She needs
on multiple fronts.
She needs a better manager, rep, somebody to help her because she's just, she is talented. I will admit that. She's very talented. Her album is pretty impressive, what she pulled out. Sort of, and so I find it very frustrating her as a person. I'm less liking her less and less. And I think this could have so easily been solved with a better apology video. Why are celebrities so against just owning it and apologizing? It's so annoying. It's like the Blake Lively. If she had just apologized to Shersty, like literally, it would have all of this drama would have just. I really genuinely think it. Idiots. Chappell, take note. Don't get worse. Fix this now. Do you disagree with me, guys? What do you think? Whether you're listening on the podcast formats or watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe or the follow or the like, whatever your platform does. It helps the engagement. Also, leave a comment or a review if you can. Also, make sure you support It's Kim, Popcorn Planet. We appreciate all you guys so much. Thank you for watching. We're live every Tuesday and Thursday, I think. Unless the algorithm keeps destroying it, then maybe we won't be. So stay tuned. The best way to stay in touch with us is to go over to our website, popcornedplanet.com. Sign up, become a member there. You'll get notifications, etc., and a lot of exclusive videos. So please check us out, and thank you guys so much for watching.